You know the posts that seem just maybe a little too curated, little too perfect? They have the emojis in just the right places, and you're just thinking to yourself, why don't mine look like that? But then you also think to yourself, this doesn't quite feel human. I'm talking about AI here, and while AI is such a great tool for us, it can also harm us in our business. I'm going to break down 3 ways that AI can't replace you in your business when it comes to how you speak to your clients, how you engage with them, and in your copy. This one is a do not miss if you are using AI for your business right now or even considering using it. Let's dive in. You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
All right, Bus Bench babes. So let's just call it for what it is. We've all seen those posts that feel just a little too curated. Truth be told, that I have been copy editing and really deep into other businesses' copy for years, and I can spot AI from a mile away. And while we can use this as a tool in our business to really help us, to generate ideas and to help us with our copy amongst many other things, there is a downside to AI as well. So today I'm going to break down 3 ways that AI can't actually replace you when it comes to your business and how you relate to others, how you speak to them in your copy, your emails, your social media posts, and what to do instead. So if you're using AI for your business right now, this is a must listen. You don't want to miss out on these 3 items that are going to maybe surprise you a little bit. All right, so let's first of all start with, so what the heck is AI, right? We've all been hearing about it and we're using it, but what is it? So basically, in a nutshell, AI stands for artificial intelligence. I feel like we're going back to like the 90s or the 80s. And like, do you guys remember Back to the Future, those movies? Hopefully I'm not dating myself here too much, where like all these futuristic things we thought, oh, someday. And then, Y2K when it came to, the year 2000 hitting. And, it's sort of like this thing where maybe we should be afraid of it, but now we're actually using it. All right, so what exactly is AI? It is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision-making, and translation between languages. So there you have it broken down for you what exactly AI is. But how we're using it these days is a little bit more complicated than that very simple, brief definition. The cool thing about AI is we can use it for so many functions in our business. And I'm going to specifically today talk about how to use it in our copy and how that affects everything, right? Our copy is so important and we're using it in our emails, in our social media posts, how we speak to others. And it's what we're seeing so much of online. So again, if you've seen those posts where those emojis are just like a little bit too perfect, or they're posting so much and it just doesn't feel quite right. It's just maybe missing just a little bit of feeling. It's missing just a little bit of human connection. It's definitely not how that human speaks when I see them in real life. Most likely that post has been crafted from AI, using AI tools. So I'm going to chat a little bit about the biggest downside of AI really. And when it comes to our business, when it comes to using it as a tool in our business. And the reality is AI can only work with previous data and patterns. It can't come up with new ideas or concepts on its own. So let me repeat that. AI can only work with previous data and patterns. It can't come up with new ideas or concepts on its own. So AI basically, to make this really simple here, it has to take something it already has been taught and reconfigure it. So you might be asking yourself, well, okay, so how does this affect me? Well, when we think of a human being-based business, when we think of how we relate to others, when we think of what makes us all special, What makes us unique? That little bit of human connection. That's our secret sauce in business. AI can't touch that. So that is why I'm breaking down 3 ways that AI cannot help you necessarily in your business, but what to do instead, right? AI is absolutely a tool that is helpful in many ways, but it can't do everything. So really understanding its limitations and using it for what it is what can help us move our businesses forward. So number 1, AI tools cannot demonstrate opinions. This is something that is like, when I was like, what is the very first thing? And that's just the reality. It cannot demonstrate an opinion. So what sets us apart? You can say maybe I'm a little too opinionated or that person is, and that's not what I'm getting at here. But it can't actually demonstrate an opinion. It has to learn how to be able to do anything. So it can't have an opinion on its own, where we can. So how we approach something, because of how our life has been lived, what we have learned, our take on it, AI can't do that for us. And if we're speaking specifically about real estate here, but honestly, if you're in a different small business, this podcast is still just as relevant for you. AI can't replace that unique piece of you that you bring to the table that sets you apart from others. It can make you sound like everyone else without that little bit of human touch, but it can't actually replace your unique value. So without being able to have an opinion, it can't replace you, where you're coming from, how you approach business differently, how you serve your clients differently. It can't actually do that for you. Now, AI can learn opinions. Absolutely. That's what it does. It's a tool that learns and then repeats patterns, but it can't give you that unique piece that you already have within you, that you can share with your clients that sets you apart from everyone else. That is what you're going for. That is what's going to make your brand stand out. And that is going to be what makes your business stand out. All right. This second one also is a little bit mind-blowing here. So AI tools cannot mirror a writing style, which comes from having the innate ability for humans to have real emotions, nor can it mimic a human's ability to have empathy. So once again, we go back to that piece of how do we actually connect with others? AI can learn how to write copy, right? It can learn patterns, it can decipher, it can sift through all of our data and help us that way, but it can't actually show up and empathize with someone. It can't actually show up and show that you have feelings, that you approach things differently, that you care, that you genuinely want to connect with your customers, with your clients, that you as a human being are so much more than this online digital being, right? So AI can't possess empathy. It does not know what that is. It cannot have opinions. It cannot have empathy. And these are 2 ways that we connect with others on a daily basis that makes us feel human. So when we're looking at those posts and we're like, gosh, something's just a little bit off there, that's what's missing. AI had to learn how to show up and show empathy, right? It doesn't just have that. And that's the difference between a human being writing a piece of copy and a computer writing a piece of copy. All right, so number 3 is a big one. And this is something that you might even be able to put a number to if you are using AI in your business and you weren't before. And the reality is, businesses that rely solely on AI copy are most likely missing out on a huge potential conversion of revenue. Now, if you're a small business that has implemented AI and is solely using AI, you can probably pull these numbers. If you're a business that's using a combination of both, your numbers might look really good right now. So we really want to find that balance. Finding the balance is key. We can use AI and we can use ourselves, right? We can balance that, kind of morph them together and allow them to blend. And that's truly where the magic happens. The key is to stay on trend, ahead of the curve, while being authentic in our marketing. AI can't replace us, but it can help us. So if we remember that AI is a tool and we use it for what it is, to help support our businesses, to give us that creative push when we're stuck in a rut, to let us know what's on trend, or to maybe just help us word something a little bit differently, and then we take what it does and we do our own little spin on it. If we use it for the tool that it is, instead of relying on it fully, that is where the magic happens. It's going to help us along in our businesses. It's necessary. It's important. And what it can do for us is solving a lot of problems and saving a lot of time. But it can't replace us. So if you've been fearing using AI, or maybe you've been using it just a little too much, let this be your sign to not fear it, not think it's this bad tool, right? It's actually really helpful. Allow it to be that tool to help your business and help serve your clients. Use it for what it is, accept it for what it is, and just remind yourself that you still matter and you are still a very important piece of your small business. So let's all go crush our posts using AI and ourselves, and hit me up on social media if you have any questions at all. I would love to hear from you. I'd also love to see how you're using AI in your captions on social media, in your emails, and repurposing your content in a way that makes so much sense for your business while keeping that human piece in it. All right, so until next time, Bus Bench Babes, remember to keep your face off a bus bench and keep being the badass boss babe that you are. Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.